So there's so much more that your Gmail can do, but we've taken a look at how you can compose messages, how to organize your inbox, but there's some other features that are really important for you to know. We're going to go back up to the top where you see this little cog icon. Click on that icon, and instead of doing the quick settings that you saw as we're going through, we're going to click on See All Settings. When I click on See All Settings, I'm going to get lots of options. Let's start with General. In General, you're going to see just some different things that you can choose, like how many conversations you see. I like to set my cancellation period to 30 seconds, the longest they give you. So that way, if I realize I sent an email and I realize, oops, I didn't want to send that yet, I have more time to pull it back. Here's where I mentioned in that last video, the default reply behavior. I have it set to reply, not to reply all. It does default to reply all. So if you want to change that, you want to change that in your settings here. You also have the option to enable or disable those hover actions. This is going to help you with those different icons that came up on the right-hand side as far as archiving, deleting, marking as read, and snoozing. I keep that on. For the send and archive section, you can choose to show it or hide it. I have the hide on, but you can choose how you want it to be. In the default text size, I can choose it to be larger, like so when you send things, it's a larger font than a typical 11 or 12, but that's up to you. You also, under the images, you can allow it to display those or ask before displaying those. You can enable dynamic email content. You can choose whether grammar suggestions are on and off. I like them to be on, again, with spelling, autocorrect. The Smart Compose is your artificial intelligence at work here. You can choose whether or not you want to choose that to help you out in building your emails that you write, or you can shut that off. Below that is your Smart Compose personalization, so it's personalized to your writing style. I have it on. I tend to write very friendly emails, and I think it kind of helps me with that. You have the option to turn on or off conversation view. What it'll do is if there's somebody that's sending like a group email and a bunch of different messages are coming back and forth, if you keep conversation view on, your emails will be grouped together. If you have it off, they'll come in as individual messages. Totally up to you. I really like this next one, the nudges. This is another one that artificial intelligence is at work. If you said something in your email like, hey, do you need some help on this? And they don't follow up with you, it'll say, hey, you sent this 6 days ago. Do you want to follow up on it? So it helps you with remembering things that are in your inbox. Smart Reply, that's where it gives you options on what you might want to reply. The preview pane, you can just determine again how long you have your conversation to be marked as read. I like the longest possible time I can have. The smart features and personalization, these are, they may use that to personalize my experience. So it's just some of that artificial intelligence, machine learning in the background there. Below that, you have your desktop notifications. If you want to get a notification that pops up on like your screen that you have a new email, you can turn that on. If you don't like that, you can just click here and turn that off. For the stars that you see in the center of your page, the stars will rotate in order showed below based on like what you want to give it. So this is a way to prioritize your inbox. You have keyboard shortcuts. If you turn them on, you can do some keystrokes to save you a little time. Your button labels, if you don't like these label icons, you can change that over into text if you'd like. This is where you can change your picture that shows up on the right-hand side of your Gmail screen. You have the auto complete feature if you'd like, and that's where the messages will pop in for your contacts to help you out. And then there's the signature block, which I'll show you how to do in the next video. Below that, there's personal level indicators that'll display an arrow by messages sent in my email and a double arrow by messages sent only to me. So I can see and kind of organize how people are sending my emails. I have the choice to show snippets of a message. And then below that, or at the very bottom, you have a vacation responder. Anything you change in here, you need to click Save Changes at the bottom or they don't happen. All right, that's the general. In the labels, this is where you can organize your labels a little bit more. In your inbox feature, you can choose how your inbox looks, no different than you did on that quick hit from the top cog. This is all of that information. If you want to put more than one account, you can add another account under the accounts one. The filters and blocked addresses, I don't really do many things with that, but you can see that that label that I created is now there. Forwarding messages, again, I don't really touch any of these, but just know you have some features in here. Add-ons we'll talk about later. Chat and Meet, you can turn on or off Hangouts, and you can show the Meet section in the main menu, or you can hide it. So that's up to you on how it looks within your Gmail. In advanced, you're going to see some other features that you can choose to turn on, enable, or disable, depending on what you want to happen within your email. So maybe take a minute to read through these and decide. Offline is going to, if you have this available for you, that's going to allow you to compose email when you don't have access to the internet, and then it just sends everything once you do. Themes are the same as what you saw in the quick access. And then if you don't know what your keyboard shortcuts are, if you come into this final one within settings, they give you what they are, or you can change them to be something that makes sense to you. All right, that is everything for you to know within your settings as we're organizing our Gmail.